Now, Jesus, we thank you for your presence. You mean everything to us. We love you because you first loved us. Jesus. Amen. Amen. Cleo, maybe if you turn that towards you. You know, last week, look at somebody and say, he won't be forever distracted. Last week we talked about how God is going to give your enemies nightmares. And it's important that you understand that your enemy needs to be dealt with before you put your hands on it. And so today I'm not going to preach long. I promise you, I'm going to be done before you even think that I was started. Nobody said amen. They must think I preach long. I don't preach long, I preach right. I'll finish when it's done. You ever cook the turkey and you finished it according to time and it wasn't done? You gotta have a thermometer in there. That heat button gotta come out. And so I want to preach real quick about trusting in this God that knows what he's doing. Look at somebody and say, God knows what he's doing. Look at somebody on the other side and say, God knows what he's doing.
God knows what he's doing.
The whole life of the Christian can be found here. You know, many of us, we struggle in our lives. What are we going to do? Things are not turning out right. And we wonder what's going to happen. And sometimes we think man has control over our destiny. And we try to please certain people. We do certain things. We lower our standards. We lower our character. And we forget that there is a God who already wrote the end in the beginning. God declares to you and I the end and the beginning. He doesn't wait till the middle to tell you how it's going to end. He tells you before you get started how it's going to end. I'm preaching better than some of you shout. And if we would be mindful of this, when trials and tribulation comes our way, instead of pulling your hair out, you'll take a nap. See, the believer has to walk by faith. You know, you ever been to a wedding? Everybody's late. But they know that woman wants to get married, so they don't leave. Think about it. God is going to be on time. No matter what you or your mother think about your situation, God is going to have the last word. I need 3 people to help me. Today we're going to have confidence in a God that planned your future before you even got on the planet. You know, some of your mothers and fathers went shopping before you were even thought of. God knew you before you were born. God determined to save you before the foundation of the earth. Now, to save you, now stay with me because I'm almost finished. I'm prophesying to myself and give myself some faith, some confidence. Before you understood what was saved, God saved you. And salvation is just not you being a born-again Christian going to heaven. Salvation is God delivering you when you need deliverance. I need help today. I don't need to go to heaven today, but I need to be saved out of this situation. I'm not right with this situation. Save me. And so I'm going to give you just 2 verses, and then I was going to give you like 17 stories. That's no Biblia. That's Holy Bible for those of you that don't understand it. It's English and the Spanish version. I got you to learn Spanish. Romans 8:28. Y'all know this verse. And we know. Somebody say, I finally know. And we know that all things work together for good to them that love God, to them who are the called. The called. Not called. The called. Them that are the called according to his purpose. You and I understand that all things are going to work together for good to the call. No matter what you think about what's going on, you have to remember you are the call. In your mind and in your body, you can marry the wrong person, but you just need to remember, I am the call. You could be a little loony raising your kids, but you need to remember, I am the call. So if I looney tuned on my kids, the call will have all things work together for my good. Come on, think about it. Everything can work together for your good. Not saying that it will, but it can. Your loved one, you get ready to get married and they get run over by a bus. How is that going to work together for your good? Only if God comes and intervenes. Now I can just give you a little analogy, not saying that this is true. God visits you in a dream and show you that that man was already married and was going to kill you that night. You have to learn, hear me out, you have to learn to trust God. I'm talking about my camera over there. I'll let you stop if you're talking about my camera. You have to learn to trust God. Amen. Things are not going to turn out your way. Get it together. Look at me. How many of you are 75 years old in here? None of y'all. So think about it. You're not God. You haven't even been on the planet 75 years and you're going to get upset when God does something. I cook now. You think those ribs get upset when I put the heat on them? Come on. They're raw meat, good for no one, until the master chef put the heat on them. Come on. You're no good until God puts the heat on you.
Amen. That's so true.
Some of you would mess up the next best relationship if the heat wasn't on you. You know your parents smacked you in your mouth, Dyfus not listening, to teach you how to listen in school. Your parents put the heat on you. So if God calls all things to work together for your good, there might be some heat to get you to be a rib someone can eat. But we do panic and we do cry, and that's human. You can be a human for a little while. Just don't stay human. People make up that little, I was going to say, excuse. I'm only human. You haven't been only human since Jesus Christ died for you. The last day you was only human was the day you got saved. The day you got saved, you became a born-again child of the living God. You have human characteristics, but you also have the God characteristics. You can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. But everybody else is crying and panicking, you're standing still saying, what's going on? Before you used to flip out and shoot people. Some of you are still doing that. And so I want to deal real quick about having confidence in this God. You're not in the earth just waiting for something to happen. You're not in the earth just to get a new Family First card. You're not in the earth just to get favor with man so you can suck up to them for the rest of your life. And then when they run out of resources, they pull the carpet from under your foot. And you say, oh, what am I going to do now? Oh, no. You're going to know God. And you're going to know him that he said in his word, all things work together for good to the call. It says, you're going to know. And if he doesn't teach you that he was doing that, then you won't know. Amen, amen. I bought my daughter 3 guinea pigs. Everybody in the pet store thought I was like on some medication. Because nobody buys pigs. You buy a pig. I said, give me 3. It's 3, yes. Because I know. All three of them are going to work together for my good. Because I ain't playing with them. They going to play with themselves. You get one pig, you got to play with it. You look at you like this. You get two, they might look at you and look at each other. But you get three, they going to play with themselves. You better know some things. God knows what he's doing. He knows exactly when to remove your best friend. I thought we'd be together forever. You need to realize forever could be 5 minutes. And you need to say, well, God knew what he was doing. But we were so close, too close.
All right now.
That's why marriage is good, because you can get close and stay close. You know, same-sex marriage. Well, they ask God. They won't ask God. They will not ask God. Oh, Lord, what do you think about same-sex marriage? Lightning will come out. If I put two bulls together, it will be the end of bulls. All it is sophisticated birth control. Same-sex means no more children. That's all it is. Think about it. When God said be fruitful and multiply. That's a no-brainer. But I'm not knocking anybody, because some of you, you know, y'all. Absolutely. Got things going on. Go real quick, I'm almost done, for real. You know, look at somebody and say, I'm about to learn about this God that has been driving me crazy. You've been believing God for money to come in. Ha, it's on its way. Ha, I said today. And you're like, oh, I needed yesterday. I needed yesterday, Lord. 3 weeks passed by, not a dime came into your life. Why is God doing that to me? And then you got some preacher, and then you got your own conscience saying you did something wrong. You're supposed to say ta-ta, and you said tit-tat. None but the devil confusing you until you get to the place where you can finally say, God knows when. You're going to learn to trust God. There are some no answers for questions. You might not want to believe it, but you know, let me say it like this. You know, my wife, when she got married to me, she shocked the daylights out of me. Because all my time, I thought I was special. I thought anybody coming down the aisle to be presented to me would be crying, humble, begging everybody in the aisle, saying, oh, I'm so grateful. This little girl walked there just like this. She almost had a smile. I'm like, I'm crying up there. I said, let me get myself together. Right? She wasn't. See, some of you be crying and panicking, and God looking at you like, get it together. You got 2 more weeks in this. Think about it. But we got to learn this. That's why you need Christian friends that can tell you you need to go through that. Then you got these little lions. Oh, little lions. Little liars. If they're young, they're lions. Not L-I-O-N, but L-Y-I-A-N-S. These little lying Christians coming to you, oh, child, why are you going through so much? That child need to go through that. I'm taking this verse out of context. But then people say, well, God won't put more on you than you can handle. That has nothing to do with pain. That's a verse that has to deal with temptation. God will not allow you to go through more than that you can handle, but with every temptation, he'll give you a way of escape. God will kill you. You got to meet God. His holy, sinless son, he sent to a cross to die for not doing something wrong. He didn't do anything wrong. And now here you are all buck wild. Child of the devil. And you expect everything is to be nice. No. God's got to fix you until you're his child. Amen. You ever hear those ladies, this is my side thought, you know, they're in the supermarket and one child goes buck wild in the supermarket and fall out on the floor. And they say, come on, Muffin, I'll get you the chocolate, Another mother be like, I'll tear that child. If that was my child, I'll tear that child. Well, you God's child, he tear you up. Falling out when things don't go your way. Pow! You're online for the next blessing, but you want to fall out. I want more chocolate now. Busting your spiritual head. Because you forget to know that all things are working together for good. Fine, because I got 3 minutes to go. The kid's gonna come out of children's church wondering, what happened? Pastor got delivered. Jude chapter 1, verse 24. Jude. Hey, Jude. See, now, how many realize that, now don't get mad at me when I say this, and please, even an ugly dude can look good on his wedding day. He was Dr. Bummy all year long. But you shave that dude, sprinkle some smell on him, give him a tuxedo, and he'll look good. He'll be like, man, he's the best looking groom there. He's the only groom. God is able to make you perfect, even in the midst of your worst decision making. You might not want to believe it. See, because many of you have religious crack. You begin to fiend, you begin to fiend for your own self-righteousness. Instead of realizing that God made you righteous. And if God can make you right, He couldn't make you wrong.